This is a subject that I've wanted to talk about for quite a while now. If you've spent any time over the past year on the internet, you've probably seen the name Smartschoolboy9 pop up here and there. It's one of those topics that gets passed around a lot, but not many people actually know the full story behind it. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the facts about this individual. So no rumors, no exaggerations, just the information that has been verified. So, who is the person behind the name Smartschoolboy9? After doing some investigating, people concluded that the real identity of this man is David W. Stansfield. The reason why I say this is a fact is because there are public records of a man living in an apartment block called Kerin Point during the years of 1980 to 1984, and you'll see why this is important very soon. But let's start from the beginning, what we know from his childhood. This is allegedly a picture of David and his older brother as kids. Of course, David is on the left and his brother John on the right. David was born in December 1962 in the South London neighbourhood of Camberwell. He grew up with his older brother John and younger sister Ingrid in the borough of Lambeth. Now, bear with me, it might sound like pointless information, but it does lead somewhere. So, from 1974 to 1979, David attended Stockwell Manor School, where the former head of year, Jeff Morrell, sexually assaulted two boys aged 14 and 15 in the school. This was during the 1970s, so if we do the maths, David would have been around this age at the time. So while it's not confirmed, it's very likely that David was one of these two boys. He was often seen posting on Facebook about Jeff Morrell defending his disgusting actions, but unfortunately I don't have any screenshots of this because when the original investigation started, David deleted a lot of his accounts and posts, but there is a very high chance that this traumatic experience from his childhood is partly to blame for his current mental state and probably the obsession with school. Before I continue, I just want to say, please do not try to contact David. He's a very unwell individual, and by doing so, you could mess with any ongoing investigations, or you could find yourself being accused of sexual abuse by David, as seen in the following screenshots.
Hello there, I understand that you have some wrong information, but I've got some information on you. You have described yourself as some sort of paedophile. Certainly you should not be texting strangers because I have worked and do work at detective level. So I don't like pedophiles. I don't know what or who you are, but I ask you not to harass people or lie about yourself being in law enforcement. That is not true, and you should not be lying to someone who has experience of your sort. Please do not message again, and certainly do not talk about young school children, because the young schoolboy, smart school kid 9, that is a young boy. It isn't me, so stop trying to pretend that it is me. Is that clear? Thank you very much. Right, so you've received that message because your ugly little face has shown.
This is just one of many examples of David seemingly self-projecting his own actions onto other people. Let's go back to the point I mentioned earlier about Kerin Point, the building that David used to live in. We found multiple posts from him obsessing about a gas explosion that happened to the building in 1997. So again, the timeline seems to suggest that it was in fact the same David that lived at Kerin Point, further proving his name, David W. Stansfield. Now, before I move on, I just want to reiterate that David was almost definitely one of the two boys SA'd by the former head of year at Stockwell Manor School. The only reason I don't say this as a fact is because there were never any names put forward in the press. However, this screenshot of David talking from his Stephanie account clearly shows not only him defending Jeff Morrell, but also clearly stating, "One of my relatives was a pupil at Stockwell Manor School from 1974 to 79. At no time did he see Mr. Morrell do or say anything wrong. The only criticism would be that Mr. Morrell, when challenged by a boy aged 12 to play wrestle because the boy loved sport, and the wrestling that was on TV in the 1970s. Now again, this doesn't confirm anything, but I think we all know what is meant by play wrestle, unfortunately. Now, while it may seem that Smartschoolboy9 has disappeared from the face of the internet, that's not the case. Multiple of David's current accounts have been found, but I won't be showing them in this video for a few reasons. The first reason is for your own safety. We don't want people interacting with or contacting David in any way. The second reason is it could ruin any ongoing investigations happening on him right now. This leads me onto my next point. When the case first started, the internet didn't expect it. The investigations done on him were badly handled and bombarded with gullible young kids flooding the subreddits with false leads and information about him created by trolls and copycat accounts made for attention. Because of this, most of the media uploaded by David was either deleted or set to private before they could be archived, leading to it being mostly forgotten and left unsolved. So please be aware that most of the accounts you see are probably copycat accounts, so don't fall for them. Now, David last lived in Doncaster. He was doxxed and his house was vandalised. His windows were smashed as seen in these pictures. We know he previously lived at Cairn Point in South London and also in Morpeth, Milton Keynes, but his current whereabouts are unknown. The main thing to remember is David is still actively posting the same type of content till this very day. The case needs to be taken seriously. People treated it like some sort of ARG or another internet meme, but this individual is a real person and a real danger to kids. Let's have a look at one of David's more disturbing cases, perhaps the most disturbing thing we know that David has done. In 2004, David was arrested and brought to court for sexually harassing Keeley Peart, a 15-year-old student at Hall Cross School in Doncaster. A police search of his flat also found that he had been taking photos of her without her knowledge. According to David's version of the story, Keeley was coming onto him and she was jealous that he didn't want to be her boyfriend. This is definitely one of his less believable lies. He was sectioned, meaning forcibly sent to a mental hospital for a time, though it's unclear whether this was after his arrest or part of his sentencing. Either way, he was not sentenced to prison time and he faced no further legal consequences. Here are some screenshots of a chat with the woman that was stalked by David. These aren't my chats, these belong to someone else that got in contact with Keeley. We can see her provide some more information about what happened. So we know David is not only a danger to children online, but also in the real physical world. I'd like to give credit where it's due. A lot of the information I found about this case was from the Kiwi Farms forum about Smartschoolboy9, where people worked tirelessly to dig up old documentation and news articles to help find the information provided in this video. My goal for this video was to spread awareness about David and to remind people that this isn't some social media trend or a joke that's been and gone. This is still very much a real problem. Also, this is my first video, so I apologise if I might have stuttered or if the editing might not be great. I don't really have any experience making anything like this before, so feel free to leave some suggestions on how I could improve in the comments. If you'd like me to keep posting a video every time there's a significant update about this case, or you want me to cover a different one, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.